Hi, my name's Andrew McMullen. I have a three-bedroom semi-detached house in North East London, and my project was to make a sustainable retrofit. So we wanted to get the building from being a standard building that used gas central heating to one that had no gas in it whatsoever, heavily insulated with triple glazing and fully sustainable, ready for the future. So I did a lot of research into the external wall insulation industry. I was quite clear about the type of insulation that I wanted. So there were only a very few insulation companies that did the type of insulation that I was looking for. Yes, many. So one of them was I wanted to make sure that I had a breathable building. So the type of insulation that I wanted for my property was able to let that breathe and remove the risk of something called interstitial condensation, which I found out about when I did my research. So that was challenge number one. And then the second challenge, of course, was the logistical challenge, because I was having a number of different trades attending the site all in one go. So I needed to make sure that the insulation went on at the right time as when the windows were replaced and things like that. So the key objectives were somebody who I felt I could trust. I do place a lot of importance on whether, the organisation and how it's set up. I tend to prefer family-run businesses. When you get the right ones, I find that they give a far better service, and when there are problems, it's far easier to rectify. So that was one thing I was looking for. One as well that was relatively nearby, so that again, if there is any issues, we could deal with that. And then the other parts were their technical competence. I wanted to test them to make sure that they really understood what it was they were installing, rather than just being a company that were good at rendering that also did insulation. I wanted to speak to a company that really knew their stuff. So after meeting with Bogdan and Peter a number of times, I've built a good rapport with them. I felt that they were really did a good bit of research for me on my behalf as well when I told them what I wanted. So we already had a good working relationship. They took an interest in me anyway, even if I didn't go with them. They were interested about what I was trying to achieve from an insulation perspective relating to depths and material types. So they just seemed like colleagues that were keen to see how I got on. Once we understood what the specification was, they actually then turned out to be the best priced organisation as well, which was also a big contributing factor. Yes, material type, trust in the organisation, and price were the main three. Yeah, sure. So I can start by saying, out of all of the contractors that I had on the projects, which were many, the EWI team were the best. They not only did they do what they say what they're going to do, but they just had a good attitude when they were on site. So I was on site myself. I was acting as a project manager. They were a pleasure to work with, and also they were the most adaptable. I had a lot of issues with the scaffolding company and the windows company delaying the project so that the ShapeUp couldn't do their work. But they were patient, and they actually wound up having to do the work at the worst time of year in January and February because of those issues. But they still did that in a way that was professional. Prices didn't change just because the job got harder. All of those sorts of things were really great to see. And yeah, Peter was the man that was mainly on site. It was just nice to be around. They have a good Romanian sardonic sense of humour, and I enjoyed spending my time with them. So it was mainly me communicating to ShapeUp when there were delays, but once things were ordered, I knew when equipment was coming to site. I knew when things were in the country because I ordered a special colour. So all of that communication was great from ShapeUp. So obviously, external wall insulation is a no-brainer. The house is cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. We find that we have to put the heating on an awful lot less, simply because there's a nicer core temperature within the property. Energy costs are significantly lower as part of all of the other improvements we've made, and probably the thing I notice most is just the comfort. It's lovely to walk into a property on a hot day and it's nice and cool, and I haven't even had to turn on any air conditioning. All of my expectations were met or exceeded. We chose a colour that was quite a brave choice. We weren't sure whether it would come out okay, but again, with advice from Bogdan, we went for our brave choice, and our neighbours always comment on how we've brightened up the street, so that's really nice. But of course, that core part of, is the installation done well? Yes. Is it all the little finishes around the window reveals done right? Yes. So no, very happy with the installation. I think my favourite part, even though I was here to get an outcome, which is a well-insulated home, the process of dealing with decent people who really care about the work they do, it was nice to work with people like that over a number of weeks. I couldn't recommend them enough, from the technical competence to the support up front without any kind of pushy sales, to the great quality of the installation when it came time to be done, and the after-sales care has been exemplary. Tricky question. I think from an industry perspective, I know Bogdan and Peter are trying to help the right type of legislation, so it makes it easier for other organisations to do more external wall insulation. So I suppose that's the area I hope they continue to be part of, as well as continuing to provide great service to other customers. I absolutely would recommend ShapeUp Construction to anybody thinking about external wall insulation. They are technically competent. They they take care and they take pride in their work. And what more can you ask for from a contractor? Yeah, I suppose there's something around the fact that ShapeUp are really keeping an eye on the industry, understanding the different material types that are coming through, comparing different types of products from different suppliers, and making sure that they're using the very best. I think that's something to admire. They're not just here to grow a big business and make lots of money. They're here genuinely to improve the heating efficiency of properties within the UK.